Well, welcome back to One Horn Cattle. Really see something that I like here. These calves are just a little over a month old, and they really watch to see what I'm bringing in. I really enjoy looking at them. They were watching me come over here with this grass, and they're still hanging around. I'll show them to you real quick. They're right here. And if the big guys don't hit them and push them, then they'll stay right where they need to be, and they're expecting me to give them this grass, so they must really like that grass. Now what they'll do in the daytime, so these guys will eat their fill of whatever they want right here, and then they meander out to the big field, and then they go back to the backfield, and that backfield is wild grass, and I've mowed it down so it gets thick, and they'll go back there, spend a half a day back there, and then they come and water. They'll water about twice, depending on the heat, 2 or 3 times in the day. And they always end up back here, which helps me because I can look at them. And I can see right now that I'm going to have to doctor one right here. He's got a wart on him. And so what I mean by doctor is I'll end up cutting that wart off, and I'll use some iodine, and that's as far as it goes. And that wart will not come back. I've tried the wart remover, and that doesn't seem to work real hot, but I found that if I take my knife, just cut that wart off, and spray iodine on that wart, it's gone within 2 weeks and won't ever come back. So I don't like to see him have warts. I don't like to even see him have horns. So far, so good. All of mine are pulled except a couple of them, and I had to have the vet come out and remove the horns off of some cows over here of mine. And this was probably 3 years ago or so. People have asked, I just talked to somebody yesterday, they said, why are you one-horn cattle? And I told them, I said, well, let me give you a little story. One-horn cattle was a small little farm that had goats. And I had this mean Billy, and I had my youngest boy with me. And I ended up telling him, you know what, I don't like that Billy's horns. So we got him in, tied him down, and took off a horn. And he almost bled to death before we got the blood stopped. We didn't call the vet. It was the first time. And I swore that I'd never, ever do it unless a vet was around to do it again. But that we finally got his blood stopped coming out of that part that we took off, and we left the other horn. We ended up taking him to the sale, and we sold him as a one-horn goat. And I told my son, I said, well, that's going to be the name of the cattle company as we get bigger. So that's why we're named One Horn Cattle. And a lot of people have wondered that and have asked. But I only have the vets take the horns off, because I almost lost that billy goat, and I thought I knew, I really thought I knew a lot about dehorning, and apparently not on goats at all. So we get the horns removed, but I like watching them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop that hay bale or grass right there, because those young ones over there are waiting. So just bear with me and we'll get it dropped. Well, we got it up in the air. Now we're going to do that same trick that we just did. It's just a little lighter than hay, but we're going to go ahead and cut these bands on this side, and then I'll go to the other side and we'll drop that son of a gun. Now I'm sure that there are probably other people out there that do it a lot different than me, but for one man doing this. This is about the easiest way for me to do it, and I've been doing it so much that it's the safest way for me. And it doesn't hurt. These little guys won't get in here. It's not going to fall on them. But I'll pop that one. I'm going to not pop this one. I'm going to go down, pop that one. And I got another one here. There's that one. And there's the bottom one. There. Now we're going to walk around. We're going to go around to this other side and do the same thing. It's always, once you find a safe way to do things, you sort of want to stick to that game plan because it's safer for you. So there's 2, and there's 3, and here's 4. We'll see if anybody wants to bite on any of them. And then 5 should be right in here. So here's 5 now, okay? So I'm going to lift these up. I'll set this down right here. And we'll tie this off real quick. So what it does is it helps me to pull, because I can't pull them all out. It's too much for me. So I let the tractor do its job. And then I'll take that knife, get my trusty knife, and 1, 2, 3. And there it is. We're going to go back over here, and we will go ahead and pick that other one up. And I better put that knife down in there because I've lost them before. Can't find them. But we try and do the easiest thing that we can. So right now, I'll have you watch while I just sort of dump this to the cows, and we'll see how it goes. But I'm going to fire that up, tie that up. There we go. And there we are. I don't even have to worry about getting any of them that aren't even got. So there, I've got all of them on that I cut hanging off that tractor. The cows won't swallow anything. They won't have to regurgitate anything up. And they will just go ahead and eat. And this is their dinner. It's really funny trying to see what they'll actually protect. They actually have orchard grass all over out there. and yet they like this orchard grass right here. And it's really good. It really gives them some good support. So they'll eat and eat and eat, and hopefully it'll all be just fine. So I was able to look at that one that I'm interested in. She's coming sideways. Her bag is getting fuller, but she is not really showing much sign about what's going on. She's springing in the back. And so, to be honest, I'm right now a little on the baffled side, because she should have had a calf. Compared to all these others, she should have already had her calf. And she doesn't. She doesn't have her calf. Usually you can tell if they stop springing and things start getting back to normal. But no, she's still springing, but she's a tough bear. She don't let me get too close. It's about as close as we can get. I'm about 4 feet away from her. And that's about as close as I'll probably get to her. And she will probably run after me if I go after that calf when she drops it. But you know what? We'll see what happens. I'll probably put the truck between her and I'll grab that calf when it drops, because I am really curious about that calf. Well, I appreciate you tuning in, and this is One Horn Cattle. Just give us a thumbs up and go ahead and subscribe. We're also on Facebook. We do sell beef, and you'll see we have a website. We also, if you call a certain phone number that's on Facebook, we can get you set up with eighth, a quarter, half, or whole. And right now we have it all in stock, and we're going to even have some more here shortly. So appreciate you tuning in, and I hope you had a good visit with us today. So please give us a thumbs up. Thanks.